at Krishi 2011. Thank you very much, gents. I'm sure just like how we invite the first speaker of the day, Mr. Venkat Subramaniam of eFarm. Very quick introduction to what Venkat and his company eFarm does. Venkat is an alumni of IIT Kharagpur and he has done his master's from the US. He gave up a very lucrative job with Wipro Technologies to set up eFarm around 3 years back. eFarm is the winner of Proto.in's top 10 startups of the year. They are a winner of Business Insider's top 10 startups of the year. They are a winner of an award from Tata NEN for the hottest startup. They have won several business plan competitions, both at IIM Kozhikode as well as IIM Ahmedabad. He is a regular speaker at TiE Chennai, and he has been interviewed by Mint. He has been interviewed by NDTV, Outlook Money, Entrepreneur Magazine. So obviously he is a person who comes with a lot of credentials and actual experience on the field. Why we thought we would bring eFarm here is that they are one of the few agri companies that have actually received investments from a private equity or a venture capital fund. So you'll be happy to know that the Mumbai Angels have actually taken a stake in Venkat's company eFarm. Now what eFarm does is that they provide better predictability of both demand and supply. So they work with large consumers, so basically retail chains and restaurants, in being able to predict the demand patterns. They have also created a database of farmers, what kind of crops they grow, what is the total area which is under cultivation, so that there can be better predictability on the supply side as well. The other thing that eFarm does is to provide a physical collection and a distribution service. So at this point in time, they're fairly active in the state of Tamil Nadu, from the state of Kolaveri. I think a lot of you out here have been hearing the Kolaveri song quite a lot. So Venkat comes from that state. He works with close to 2,500 farmers from where the collection happens. So it's my pleasure to now invite Venkat. What he's promised to do is to give us an actual demonstration. So we thought rather than just have a lecture, it may be interesting for us to see some of the practical things, the software that he has developed. So I would request Venkat to come over and please commence his address.
Maharashtra, that's all the Marathi I know. So welcome to the morning session. We thank the organizers for calling us over for very, very interesting mela, and it's a very, very need of the hour, because B2B is really where the rubber hits the road, because I've been in so many exhibitions, sometimes only the farmers are there or only the industry is there, but it's nice to see the farmers and the industry collaborate today. So a really loud round of applause goes to the organizers for making that happen. Brief introduction, of course, the other Venkat had given. So I head this organization called eFarm. So very briefly, let me jump to the topic. The biggest question in everybody's mind, of course, little background is just I've done all this, but most people know me because of being a sabjiwala, IIT sabjiwala, tech-driven sabjiwalas is what people don't know me for the last 12 years of what I did in Wipro TCS. So that goes to prove that when you do something different, and especially in industry, which is very challenging, the limelight, the media. 3 years before, I don't think Mint or NDTV ever bothered to know what I'm doing in their offices. So this is one thing for a lot of people who are in the IT industry to say, like, hey, if you switch over, yes, it could be a little bit challenging, but money, fame, everything kind of follows the minute you get into an industry where there is a crisis and you apply your brains to kind of solve it. So today we're basically going to look at what did we do basically different in terms of trying to make a little impact. And to start with, yes, there is a lot of problem. Everybody knows about the crisis. Yes, there is a big supply chain issue. Everybody knows there are middlemen in the market, and people have tried all kinds of solutions to try to beat the middlemen. And everybody knows the statistics. Yeah, there's so much of wastage, so many people are there. What have we done about it? Nothing. Second main problem from the farmer's perspective is, if you take any industry as such, typically you have a factory where there's a factory workers working. Then you have sales and marketing, technology, finance. These are all different departments of the industry. You don't expect the factory worker to run around and do all these activities by himself. however expert he may be. And second is, a mechanic may know the in and out of how the car is made, but you don't put a mechanic on your sales side and expect him to sell the car. It is never done. Even in professional organizations, it's never done. But again and again we see the government trying to say, the farmer, I will give him the loan, the farmer, I will give him the thing, you go and do exporting. No, it is not possible, because these roles have become extremely specialized today. I have so many MBA graduates sitting here with me. Even in an MBA school, when they do 2 years or 3 years, you can at best specialize in one stream, not in all the 5 streams. So how do you expect a farmer who's not very well educated to expect to do all of these activities? You take it, get it to a farmer's market and start selling. No, it is not possible. It's high time we start realizing, hey, this is a myth. Let's break it down. So the third important factor is when we talk about marketing or branding. Most of us understand from, say, an FMCG perspective, retail perspective, okay, I'm wearing a Levi's, I'm driving a BMW, because a car is a car, but a BMW is different from a Maruti Alto. Whereas, let me give a brief example of why this problem is more significant in the agri industry. What is the price of this water bottle?
15 rupees.
How did you know? Can you see from there? You have Superman vision. I didn't even show the price. How did you exactly know it was 15 rupees?
In the morning I bought a bottle.
You bought a water bottle, he bought a water bottle. Every water bottle was the same price, right? Right? Yesterday, last week, last month. Now let me do one small. Suppose I strip off this label. How much will you pay for this bottle now? Somebody says nothing. 2 rupees. 10 rupees.
The branding, for the branding we pay.
The person who said 15. Won't you pay 15 for this now? What is this? There's no magic. Right in front of you, I just opened the label. It dropped from 15 to 2. I didn't even touch the bottle. Same water. Why did it drop? You want the label? Give me 10 rupees. He said the label is cost 15 minus this label is 2 rupees, right? Give me 13 rupees. No? The label has no value. Water has no value. Together it has value. Great. Now let me slightly sip it.
Then it's no value.
Now will you buy this? It was supposed to be 1 liter. It is slightly less. I'm giving a discount. You buy it. What is the price of this now? No label, nothing, nobody knows what it is, what quality, what grade. So the farmer is running around trying to find, give me a price, give me a price, give me, what is this price? So that's why it is ending up in the auction. One guy says 2, one guy says 3. There is government has acts over acts over acts, saying like, there is a Mandi Act and this act and all. But the thing is, you have not understood that customer has a certain perception. If you give that perception, price, everything can be fixed. But if the perception is so bad, nobody can set a price. Another key problem, which is often in the industry, is like literally everybody feels that a farmer should supply to a retailer because they always feel that the margins are highest in retail, so that is when you get the best price. What is the answer? How many retailers in India are actually profitable? Do you think Reliance Fresh is profitable? Has anybody seen the balance sheet of Reliance Fresh? Bharti, More, Subiksha, Trinetra, Pantaloon, Big Bazaar, Star Bazaar, none of the retailers are profitable. So why are you trying to match a farmer to a loss-making company? Will it work? Not work. Because the bigger brands, what is happening is, they are setting up big boxes in the malls and in very, very expensive places where the rentals itself is so expensive. Whereas the guy who is operating on the roadside, he has zero operational cost. So he will beat you down to the paisa. He will actually be profitable. The sabji wala is always profitable. Have you ever seen a sabji wala going out of business in the last 40 years? How many Reliance stores or Subiksha stores have you started and stopped within 6 months of operation? So why is the sabji wala doing it right, which the bigger retailers are doing it wrong? Very simple, focus. In a sabji wala shop, you only see sabji. You don't see Reliance data card, you don't see chappals, you don't see FMCG goods, you don't see Coca-Cola. He is focused on his job. The only thing he has is vegetables, And every few minutes he's constantly sorting, grading, filtering water, sprinkling water, removing the wastage, so that when a customer steps in, it looks fresh and nice. How many of you shop, how many ladies shop in Reliance Fresh? Where do you shop, ma'am? Sabjiwala. There goes your answer. So when we started, when we looked at the market for vegetables, we said, let's not take the retail route at all, because like flies, everybody is running to retail without realizing the ground statistics or doing the market research. Are these guys really making money? But we actually spread the market. People are eating out more than they are eating in. People eat in the hotels. People eat outside. So if you actually see the hotels and caterers, they don't go to Reliance Freshes to buy. I have nothing against Reliance, sorry, if there's anybody from Reliance. These retail, because the price points are too high, they are looking at a wholesale price. They also go to the mandi. Similarly, a lower middle income person, he will never step into a retail shop, because the minute he sees a nice big neon sign with air condition, the psychology of the Indian consumer is, it is expensive. So they also go to the roadside. And interestingly, even a lady who is a market segment for these retailers prefers going to the roadside because it's more convenient. She doesn't have to take a car and drive in the traffic, because she's buying every day. And it's too inconvenient to keep driving to the mall and stand in a queue and swipe your card and take it. You just call, the guy comes and delivers. हाथ में पैसा दे दो, पैसा भी नहीं है, ठीक है मैम साहब, मैं एक वीक के बाद आके ले लूँगा. He gives credit, not with a credit card, but face-to-face credit. Very convenient for her. It's a convenient shopping. Indian consumers prefer vegetables which is close to them, because it's a convenience thing. It is fresh and delivered closer to them. That is the real kill, not big boxes. Okay. So then, as we went. Questions, I'll take it later. I know there'll be a lot of questions, but I'm running through the time. Similarly, the lowest income group, where do they buy vegetables from? Not from shops, not even from the sabjiwala. They have to wait till the end of the day when everything gets sold off, and they buy in small bunches. Masala mix bolte hain. 10 rupees ka masala, 20 rupees ka masala. They take one onion, half a tomato, quarter of a cabbage, and make that 10 rupee masala, because they're all daily wages. But if you actually sit and calculate, they would have paid 50 rupees a kg for that, because technically we are taking a few grams. So actually, who's paying the highest? Where is the margin actually highest? In the slum. Is there any retail shop in the slum? So that will turn the whole picture around. So actually, eFarm, we started in the slum. We proved the concept in the slum. It is profitable in the slum through self-help groups, through MFIs. Then we came to the middle segment. Then we proved it to the housewife that we can deliver something. Then the hotel segment. We nicely skipped the retail, but of course we are in retail. We operate a store for the Indian Army in a captive model. We said, if retail has to be successful, it has to be in a captive community. Indian Army always runs in a cantonment. So they called us and said, can you run a retail store? I said, only the army guys should shop in that. Outsiders will not shop. And you should shop only in my shop. I said, great, that's perfect. They will swipe their military badge. They get it at a discount. They will buy from me. I know exactly how many